Another major source of prejudice resulting in a plethora of taboos concerns what one might label as global egalitarianism. We must put an end to this fallacious opinion, which, through demagoguery and a concern for political correctness, professes that all civilizations are equal and that the achievements of different peoples are all equivalent. This argument, based on the romantic legend of the noble savage, is now defended by ethnologists. It is an intellectual hoax and an insult to common sense. When one succeeds in freeing themselves of this misleading intellectualism, the following historical fact becomes obvious. European civilization is superior to all others. It is the highest, brightest, and most complete form of civilization ever to surface in human history. It has established itself as the most prolific civilization and the most creative one in the fields of art, sciences, technology, and breakthroughs. If extraterrestrials inspected our world from theirs and carried out an evaluation of the cultural and civilizational balance of humanity, they would quickly concede that the European civilization is responsible for about 80% of the achievements of humanity spanning from antiquity to the 20th century. In this era of decline, intellectuals from all walks of life have been gripped by some kind of false spirit, the spirit which always denies, which Goethe speaks of, and uphold the scholastic view that advocates the incomparability of civilizations. According to this purely abstract theory, all civilizations are supposed to be different yet equal, even the tiniest and most backward ones. It is a blatant contradiction for those who claim to belong to the inegalitarian political right to defend the standpoint that preaches the equality and incompatibility of civilizations in the name of some shady and vague ethno-pluralism. They assert there are no criteria for the objective comparison of civilizations, which is a complete insult to common sense. In their logic, the sculptures of Michelangelo are equal in value to African and pre-Columbian statuettes. The founding of the industrial and techno-scientific society is not the work of superior spirits. The value of Mozart's operas do not exceed that of the ritualistic music that stemmed from Asia or Oceania, and so forth. None are better or worse than the others. In short, equally ingenious. Such is the indefensible doctrine of equal worth and the idolatry of difference. We have even been treated to the sight of intellectuals suddenly being afflicted by mental vertigo and supporting the idea that our European civilization is actually inferior to others. But let us not waste our breath. There are indeed objective and universal criteria that enable one to compare civilizations, even if these criteria are indeed subject to mitigation in relation to the different moral and ethical systems. Some religions are objectively superior to others, because their spiritual accomplishments are nobler and their precepts have not led to massacres. The examples one could give cover all imaginable fields. Besides, all other peoples acknowledge this, whether implicitly or explicitly. It is obvious that the Chinese, Egyptians, Indians, Arabs, and so on, have all brought unparalleled wealth to mankind's treasure chest. But none of these peoples have been able to contribute as much as European civilization has. This is a fact whose conspicuousness is of stellar proportions, one which is so powerful and so easily recognizable by all humans that its obviousness is psychoanalytically repressed, denied, and nullified by everyone, especially complex-stricken Europeans. The truth is upsetting and offensive, so let's just smother it. The overwhelming superiority of the European civilization in all the domains of the human spirit, in other words, the fruit of the inter-ethnic melting pot that encompassed the Celtic, Germanic, Slavic, and Mediterranean peoples, takes on a clarity that is far too simple and too brilliant to be admitted by self-righteous minds, which are always prone to crooked reasoning. But within the collective unconscious of all the peoples of the world, European superiority is unquestionable, and not even the most lettered thinkers could ever change this.